building a future-ready nation. Our today has a strong foundation with community.
Hi, Mr. Rathi. Can you please share your screen right now, just for testing?
Yeah. Can everyone see this?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Clear.
I just wanted to check. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
That's come up pretty well. Achyut, can you do that to others also, everyone?
Yes, request. I think Mr. Sikka wanted to do his presentation as well. Mr. Sikka, are you online?
Yeah, tell me.
We are requesting all panel members who want to show their presentation to just test it right now.
Yeah, you can do that. You have time. Yeah, go ahead. There are 3 presentations, I understand, right?
Akhil also is making one, AFCONS.
Okay.
You also put it up just gently, that your presentation, you have to share the screen. You are on the line? You are online? No, connect please, quickly. Come on.
Shapoorji Pallonji is an 153-year young, not old, engineering and construction conglomerate. We have a dream to engineer a better planet. We have a dream for Africa to engineer a super Africa. At Shapoorji, our dream for Africa was born a good 13 years ago. At Shapoorji, we believe that Africa and India were born of the same seed. We believe that we have a lot in common and that we can develop these 2 continents to the mutual benefit of each other. Today, I can proudly say that we are in over 20 different countries in Africa.
Achyut?
Our objective at Shapoorji is to enjoy customer trust and to deliver iconic projects on time.
Achyut, can you have the others also just try to share the screen?
I'm sharing that already.
Akhil is ready, I think. Sikka is fine. Sikka is done.
Yeah, he's sharing the screen.
Just 2 minutes each, so that we can.
Yeah.
Whose is this?
Are we going to see a presentation just now?
We're waiting for Mr. Akhil to Mr. Sikka to join. Actually, he has to.
Mr. Sikka is here.
The others have all been checked.
Yeah, Mr. Rathi has already checked it. Mr. Gupta, Akhil Gupta, do you have any presentation?
Yeah, he has.
So can you please check?
Akhil, can you try to share the screen?
So we've given screen sharing rights to all panel speakers. So it's right at the bottom. You share screen.
Just 1 minute each, because we are running out of time.
Yes, yes.
Hello, Achut. Good afternoon. This is Akhil Gupta. I'll take a minute to share the presentation. If you want me to do it now.
Yeah, please just share it quickly. It's a test run. Okay.
Okay.
Can I also test the sharing part while we're waiting for Mr. Gupta?
Yeah, good. Please go ahead. Yeah. You're looking great, Rahul.
Okay,
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's done. Then can we pass on to the next one?
Hello.
Akhil, can you do that?
Hello, good morning, Dr. Diara.
How are you?
All well here, sir. I think your voice is echoing. Maybe you've logged in from a couple of devices. So if you can mute one of them.
Yes. Okay.
Also check the video, please, Achut.
It's okay now.
Yeah. Okay. And also, sir, can you please turn on your webcam so that we can at least check the video if it's working?
Yeah, that's fine. That's nice. Yes, thank you.
Okay. I don't know because my English is not very well, and I don't know how to check the transcription in French.
We have provision for transcription, so
Okay.
Translation rather.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I think I will try to follow what we panelists will say, and I will speak in French because I'm very easy.
You're more comfortable in French, which is fine with us. Achut, we have a translation, right?
Yeah, there's an interpretation globe at the bottom of the
At the bottom of your screen, you will find an interpretation globe. This is for all the other panelists.
Okay.
So when he's speaking, you just need to click on the French.
Okay.
And you will hear the translation of French into English.
Mr. Achut, this is Akhil Gupta.
Yes, Mr. Gupta.
Do you want me to share the presentation as a trial?
Yeah. Right now, please right now.
I'll do that.
Trial run. Quickly, 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay, fine.
Is my presentation visible?
It is.
Yes, please.
Yes, fine.
Great.
Absolutely fine.
It's clear.
So
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah. So that should be okay. I'll exit now.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, please. Thank you.
Exit.
I think we're just waiting for the Ministry of External Affairs Additional Secretary to join, Achut.
Yes, I've just spoken to their office. She has joined.
Okay. And has everybody else joined?
Everybody else has joined.
Honorable Boateng from Ghana.
Yes.
Honorary Mr. Boateng is there.
Mr. Kupuswamy, I will invite you and then we'll.
Absolutely fine.
Thank you.
There's still 5 more minutes left. No?
Yes, please.
Mr. Iswaran is there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, Mr. Iswaran. This is Kupuswamy here.
Very good to meet you, Mr. Kupuswamy.
Where are you based?
I'm based in Nairobi, but I'm currently in New Jersey.
Oh, that's why I was not able to get across to you. I tried to call you.
Yeah, I had shared my US number. I guess you didn't get it. Yeah.
I wanted to have a conversation before the session, but anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed your call.
That's fine. No, I couldn't go through it.
Achut, has a minister from Ghana joined?
Yes, ma'am.
He's there.
Honorary, Honorary Kwaku, Mr. Botang is there. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
कैमरा माइक दोनों ऑन करो।
Where is director?
Good.
We still have 2 minutes to go. I think we can start now.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Good morning and good afternoon, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Ministry of External Affairs, Economic Diplomacy Division, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, India Exim Bank, and the Confederation of Indian Industry, I'd like to welcome all of you to the second day of the 16th CII Exim Bank Conclave on India and Africa Project Partnership. The theme for this conclave is Harnessing the Africa-India Opportunity, Connect, Create, Collaborate. Today's session is on forging new partnerships to bridge Africa's physical infrastructure. For this session, I'd like to welcome our guests of honor, His Excellency Mr. Kwaku Asante Boteng, Deputy Minister of Railways, Republic of Ghana, and Ms. Nagma Malik, Additional Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. To begin the session, I'd like to invite Mr. S. Kuppuswamy, Co-Chair, CII Africa Committee, and a moderator for the session, to kindly give his remarks and take the session forward. Over to you, Mr. Kuppuswamy.
Thank you, Renukaji. I hope you can all hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Honorable Mr. Boteng, Deputy Minister of Railways, Republic of Ghana, Ms. Nagma Malik, Additional Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, distinguished panelists, business brethren, and delegates from India and abroad. It's a pleasure to return to this forum of infrastructure after almost a decade. Today, I'm here more by accident because my friend Mr. Paramasivan has certain personal exigencies. So you can say that it's a stand-in job. Although this infrastructure session had been originally conceived by that was ages back. It's almost a cliche to say that with its physical size equaling US, China, Europe, and India all combined, and a projected population share of 26%.
Mr. Kuppuswamy, may I interrupt you? Your video is switched off. Can you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. Can you have the camera on?
Yeah, please. Can you see me now?
Yeah, it's fine now.
Yeah, fine.
Continue.
Yeah, with the physical size equaling the US, China, Europe, and India combined, and a projected population share of 26% in the globe by 2050, Africa truly enjoys a place of significance in the comity of continents and a growth potential without which the world will be that much poorer. A prosperous Africa is therefore critical for global good. And a robust infrastructure, as they say, is a critical sine qua non for developing a prosperous Africa. As the background note for this conference says, African Development Bank's high-fives for Africa are Light Up and Power Africa, Feed Africa, Integrate Africa, Industrialize Africa, and Improve the Quality of Life of Africa. All of which necessitate that a good infrastructure is created, for which estimates vary from $100 to $200 billion, the gap today being anywhere above $100 million. We know that many countries have stepped in, our own northern neighbor and African Development Bank, World Bank, all multilateral and bilateral assistance for improving the African infrastructure. And in the last few years, Indian companies assisted ably by Exim Bank of India and the Government of India's External Affairs Ministry and Commerce Ministry have indeed proved equal to the challenge. A few practical questions crop up. Now that Indian companies have shown that they are fully geared up and have executed mega projects in Africa, you would see today that Indian companies have executed railway projects, city decongestion projects, transmission distribution projects, construction jobs, housing, you name it, they have done it. And Indian companies are second to none in infrastructure, quality-wise. And since India has proved time and again that it is a friend in need, how can we expand the scope of collaboration between India and Africa? Would it not be in Africa's own enlightened self-interest to get their jobs not necessarily under lines of credit and buyer's credit, but out of their own funding also, wherever there are small or big jobs done? Would it not be in their own interest to ensure that Indian companies get their fair share of work in that also? Would that not improve the quality of infrastructure creation in Africa? I know there is a need to encourage local companies, but how do we ensure that we get the best out of this Indo-African partnership? Should it be limited only to lines of credit, investments and other EPC jobs? Should they not also get their fair share of the infrastructure sector? I would leave these thoughts for the entire forum to debate on. And before we take it up, may I invite Honorable Mr. Kwaku Asante Boateng, Deputy Minister of Railways, Republic of Ghana, to address the audience. Thank you very much. Honorable Boateng, please.
Thank you. Thank you, and good morning to you all. I bring you greetings from the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, and Honorable John Peter Mewu, the Minister for Railway Development, whom I'm representing on this platform to participate in the plenary session of the team Forging New Partnership to Bridge Africa's Physical Infrastructure. My address will focus on the STEM strategies and partnerships being implemented to ensure that infrastructural gap within the Ghana railway sector is bridged to enable it contribute positively towards achieving the transformational change desired by Ghanaians. In Ghana, the existing narrow gauge single track lines totaling about 947 kilometers were built during the colonial era in the late 19th century and was completed in 1956. The lines were built mainly for the haulage of manganese, bauxite, gold, cocoa, cola, timber, and other commodities to the ports for export. But currently, we realize that out of the 947 kilometer narrow gauge, about 36 kilometer is operational. 136, I'm sorry, it's only operational. These are the 66 kilometers from Takoradi to Takwa on the western line, which provides services for freights for the export of manganese to the Takoradi port, and 70 kilometers on the eastern line from Accra to Saram and Accra Tema, providing passenger services. Because of the current situation, most of the lines are not working. We've put in place a master plan to revamp and redevelop the railway sector. In line with this master plan, there are basically 6 major lines that we are embarking upon insofar as the revamping plan is concerned. The master plan attempts to meet demands and create an efficient rail transportation system that links important mineral deposits and sectors of economic importance, such as free zone enclaves, industrial park, inland ports, and capital cities across the country. The first out of the 6 lines that we seek to develop is the Ghana-Burkina Faso Railway Interconnectivity Project. The Ghana-Burkina Faso line, which spans a distance of about 1,000 kilometers, is meant to accelerate economic growth and development for the mutual benefit of the two countries. There's also the possibility of the line being extended to other landlocked countries of Mali and Niger, and potentially to connect to the Suez Canal for easy connectivity to Europe for export and imports. Currently, the project is at the request for proposal stage, and the two countries are in the process of engaging the private sector investors to develop the line on a BOT basis. To show our commitment and goodwill for the project, the government of Ghana has started the construction of the first section of the line from the Temba port across the Volta Lake to Mpakadam, spanning a length of about 97 kilometers. And the project is about 87% completed. The project is being undertaken by the shares outcomes of India, with funding under credit facility provided by Exim Bank of India. The second line of importance under the master plan is the Trans-ECOWAS railway line from Aflao on the Ghana-Togo border to Elugu on the Ghana-Ivory Coast border, covering a distance of 650 kilometers. The development of this project will boost trade and facilitate economic growth and development among the West African countries affected by the project. The completion of the project will be in fulfillment of the objectives of the ECOWAS and the Union of African Railways to link all member states by rail. And we are currently, feasibility studies are almost completed for the development of the line, and we are currently looking for partners to invest in the development of this line. Thirdly is the Western Line, which attempts to connect the major mining towns and areas in Ghana, such as Obuasi, noted for gold mining, Takwa gold mining, Dumkwa also gold mining, Suta for manganese, and Awaso bauxite, among others. The government of Ghana has started construction of a new standard gauge line from Takrady to Manso in line of this, which is a distance of about 30 kilometers. The government has also signed a new contract with Michel Amandi for the continuation of the standard gauge line from Amanso to Wini Valley, which is about 78 kilometers. The government currently needs partners to develop the remaining sections of this western line from Wini Valley to Kumasi, which is a distance of about 206 kilometers, and a branch line from Dumkwa to Awaso, 75 kilometers, where the existing bauxite mine is located. This branch line will further be extended from Awaso to Wunahin, 58 kilometers, where 700 million tons of bauxite deposit has been found and needs to be exploited and transported by rail to support the Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Project being pursued by the government. Investment opportunities therefore exist in this regard, and the investor community is hereby invited to partner government to complete this Western Line, which has already started by the government of Ghana. The fourth on the list is the Eastern Line, which spans from the port of Tema through Accra to Kumasi, a distance of about 303 kilometers. Government intends to develop the Eastern Railway Line to a modern standard gauge line in order to provide an alternative, faster and safer, a more efficient mode of freight and passenger transport along the line. The line links the Buankra inland port before terminating in Kumasi in the Ashanti region of Ghana. The line is to be constructed on a BOT basis. The fifth is the Central Line, which is about 200 kilometers, and it links the Eastern Line at Kotoku and traveling through important mining and agricultural towns to link the Western Line at Wini Valley. The land has been defunct and non-operational for about almost 10 years. Government is currently undertaking feasibility studies to determine the financial, socio-economic, technical, and environmental viability of the land to justify its redevelopment. The feasibility study will also include the development of a business case that could attract private interest in its redevelopment. The last on the list is the Central Span, which is from Kumasi to Paga and is the main north-south link connecting the major cities of Kumasi, Sunyani, and Tamale in the north up to Paga and to link the other lines, international line from Tema to Pakadan, Tema to Burkina Faso. This line will continue to Ouagadougou in our neighboring country, Burkina Faso. It is a greenfield project with a distance of about 640 kilometers. Feasibility studies on the line have been completed and we are soliciting for partners to provide funds for its development. As per the Railway Master Plan, that's outlined above, a total of about 4,000 kilometer rail line is expected to be developed in the country at an estimated cost of $21.5 billion. The purpose and benefits of this master plan outlined above are enormous. The first is to integrate our economies by facilitating movement of persons, goods, and services internally and within the sub-region of West Africa and beyond. The second is to ensure efficient, effective, cheaper, and safer means of interconnectivity to facilitate growth and development in Ghana and the sub-region. Thirdly, to provide the needed support for industrialization. And lastly, to effectively work towards the attainment of Sustainable Development Goals 1, 9, and 13. But as a nation, and for that matter, Africa, we have challenges to our infrastructural development. The first is that we are financially constrained in our ability to develop our infrastructure to transform our economies. We are currently looking at PPP as a preferred vehicle to get the needed socioeconomic infrastructure developed for our citizens. Second is that the government, in order to sustain this PPP arrangement, we have created an enabling environment to attract investors through good governance and accountability by providing clear policies, guidelines, strategies that ensure transparent procurement bidding process and value for money chain. Lastly, the necessary legal and regulatory framework backed by the needed acts and law has been developed to protect investors of their investment. Before I conclude, I wish to emphasize that the most effective and efficient way of integrating African economies and operationalizing a common market is the use of rail for interconnectivity. Effective rail system across the continent will provide relatively affordable, faster, and safer means of movement of goods and services for majority of Africans and among African nations. In conclusion, I wish to bring to the attention of all potential investors that the Ghana government sees the private sector as partners for economic development, and I'm therefore extending an open invitation to the investor community in India to explore opportunities for investment and cooperation in the road transport sector in Ghana, and for that matter, Africa. I thank you all for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I do hope your experiences with the Indian companies in execution of the railway jobs has been to your satisfaction, and you are looking forward to further execution by Indian companies in the railway sector, particularly in Ghana.
Yes, we're currently working with an Indian company, Amanti, which I learned to AFCONS, which I learned you are the CEO, and they're doing a very good job. And we're looking forward to having more of such partnership in developing our railway sector.
Thank you very much, sir. We now have Ms. Nagma Malik, Additional Secretary of the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, giving her special address to this conclave. Ms. Malik, please.
Yes. Good morning. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Sorry, that should be good afternoon. Your Excellency, Deputy Minister Kwaku Asante Boateng, Deputy Minister of Railways of the Republic of Ghana, Mr. Kupuswamy, the session moderator, distinguished Indian participants and friends. I thought I did see Dr. Ibrahim Diarra, Chef du Cabinet of the Minister of Private Investment of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire earlier, but perhaps he's not there, I'm not sure. It is a matter of satisfaction that we are meeting for the 16th edition of the CII Exim Bank Africa-India Conclave. I heard with pleasure the very detailed speech of the Minister from Ghana, and it is a pleasure to be present at this session on infrastructure partnership, which is indeed a significant arena of India's partnership with Africa. India has always been ready to share its own developmental experience and technological expertise to develop infrastructure in Africa. This partnership is continuing since several decades now. It is unfolding in a structured manner through 3 editions of the India-Africa Forum Summit, of which the 3rd edition was held in 2015. At it, India offered concessional loans or lines of credit worth $10 billion for development projects to Africa. Projects worth more than $6 billion out of the promised amount of concessional loan have already been sanctioned. Currently, 189 projects in 41 African countries have been executed, and 77 projects are being implemented under these loans, valued at over $12 billion right now. These projects range from drinking water schemes to irrigation, solar electrification, power plants, transmission lines, cement plants, technology parks, and railway infrastructure. India's development partnership projects include power projects and dams in Sudan and Rwanda, water treatment plants in Tanzania, sugar factories in Ethiopia, and technology parks in Mozambique and Eswatini. Our projects, therefore, are to be found in all the regions of Africa. India has built some important infrastructure projects entirely on grant basis as well. A notable example of this is the Mahatma Gandhi International Convention Center, a state-of-the-art convention center that we built in Niamey, Niger. It is satisfying that India has disbursed grant projects worth over $700 million in the past 6 years alone. I wish to speak now, Excellencies, of an important new initiative of the Government of India. The Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, or the CDRI, was launched by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, at the UN Climate Action Summit in New York in September 2019. Presently co-chaired by India and the United Kingdom, the membership of the CDRI comprises 24 countries and 7 international organizations, including UN agencies, multilateral development banks, and the private sector. The main purpose of the CDRI is to promote the resilience of new and existing infrastructure systems to climate and disaster risks, thereby ensuring sustainable development. CDRI promotes research and knowledge sharing and facilitates technical assistance in the fields of infrastructure, risk management, standards, financing, and recovery mechanisms. Since its inception, the CDRI has launched several knowledge initiatives on enhancing the resilience of the power sector, airports, and telecommunication systems. All the regions of the world, Asia, Europe, North America, South America, Oceania, except Africa, are represented in the membership of the CDRI. Given that a large proportion of the infrastructure to be built globally in the 21st century will be built in Africa, we believe that African nations stand to benefit significantly from participating in the CDRI. India warmly welcomes the engagement of our African friends in this important and forward-looking initiative. African countries under the aegis of the African Union have brought to fruition the African Continental Free Trade Area, or the AFCFTA, a major step in integrating the African nations into one large economic entity. The AFCFTA, which has come into force from 1st January 2021, presents significant business opportunities for the African private sector, for SMEs, and for foreign companies. India welcomes the entry into force of this free trade area and desires, inter alia, to meet Africa's infrastructure requirements with the help of this new economic structure. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, no part of the world economy has been immune to the ravages of the COVID-19 pandemic. While we cannot let down our guard in any way, we can start looking beyond the pandemic too. With the fastest growing youth population in the world, rich natural resources, and human capital, Africa is considered to be a significant growth pole in the global economy. 6 of the top 10 fastest growing economies are in Africa. Both India and Africa can leverage their long-standing partnership in projects, take advantage of the demographic dividend that we both enjoy to forge ahead in putting up the physical and digital infrastructure that our people need. This future is within our grasp, provided that there is a meaningful public-private partnership in this task, as was mentioned by one of my previous speakers. I look forward, therefore, to hearing from the representatives of our private sector in the session to follow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Malik. You rightly pointed out that 6 of the top 10 growing countries in the world are based in Africa, and therefore the growth of Africa is significantly crucial for the world's own well-being. I was also personally gratified by your mention of the convention center in Niger, which had been built with great difficulty, and the timelines show very, very short timelines, and it is Honorable Foreign Minister, External Affairs Minister, Dr. Jaishankar himself had been there to inaugurate that. I was particularly happy to have been associated with that project, which stands out in testimony of Indo-African collaboration. Thank you very much. May I now request the distinguished panelists to take the stage. We'll start with Mr. Yob Ishwaran, Senior Advisor, Lending Operations, Trade and Development Bank. I request all of you to take not more than 7 minutes. I do hope we'll be, I think I had set an example myself by taking 5 minutes only. I'll be grateful if you can stick to the timeline. Mr. Ishwaran, please. Thank you.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests. It is a real pleasure to be participating at this very important conference, sponsored by the Chamber of Indian Industries and the Indian Exim Bank. Thank you for providing me the opportunity to participate. I am with the, Eastern and Southern African Trade and Development Bank, which is a development financial institution operating on a commercial basis, financing infrastructure projects throughout 22 member nations, from Egypt to Eswatini, west to DRC, and 4 Indian Ocean island states. As you're aware, Africa is territorially big, demographically large, and as such, the infrastructure demands very huge. These past couple of years have been very difficult due to the ravages of the COVID pandemic, which caused a recession in 2020 and a decelerated growth in 2021 throughout Africa. The infrastructure gap is large. The infrastructure financing gap is large, on the order of $300+ billion per annum. And, the economies have been, hurt by the pandemic. So an infrastructure-led recovery from the, from the COVID ravages is critical for the recovery of Africa. With that, so many opportunities arise. These infrastructure projects need partnerships, need technology, need financing, need know-how, and need delivery. So my bank is involved in, financing all types of infrastructure projects across the region. We see the demand for infrastructure, both physical infrastructure and smart digital infrastructure. There's a need for, access to electricity, affordable and reliable power supply. Power supply needs, efficient transmission and distribution systems, enabling, evacuation of power from the source to where the demand centers are. That needs infrastructure. All the industrial parks being built across the region need affordable and reliable energy supply. The inter-Africa trade has to increase and integrate. That will need mobility, railway lines, airway, routes, shipping ports, and so forth, so that trade is enhanced through physical infrastructure. As mentioned, the Africa Free Trade Area is now in place. That will also need trade, has to be supported by physical infrastructure to be efficient. So the demand is there, the needs are there, and the gaps have to be filled. And it's welcome to see that Exim India and the Indian Chamber of Industries is, involved in partnering with African institutions to fill in the gap and enable infrastructure development happen. That is a very welcome thing. There's numerous projects throughout Africa, public-private partnerships. We basically, as a bank, work in the midstream and downstream of these projects, whereby we do provide a little bit of minimal project preparation support, which is very critical. That's an area that, experienced and reputable parties from India can support in the project preparation and transaction advice. And downstream, it will be the actual financing and risk mitigation work that requires the actual money to be put into the ground and, the sharing of risk. And, that could also be done in partnership with the Indian private parties or Indian, with the Exim India bilaterally. So there's a lot of work to be done. It's good to see that India is Africa's third largest trading partner, and not only a trading partner, but is involved in hands-on infrastructure development with numerous Indian companies on the continent, delivering quality projects that stand out. So that is very welcome. And I look forward to working with, companies from India and India's private sector, as well as Exim India, into actually structuring and executing on infrastructure projects within the region. Thank you for having me, and I'll be available to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eastwaran. It was a very nice summing up of your activities. May I leave a thought with you to return to you at the end of the first round? If you can name a couple of success stories or actual projects funded by your esteemed bank, it might help the participants to understand how they can approach you. Thank you very much. May I now request Mr. Dr. Ibrahim Diarra, Chief of Staff of the Honorable Emmanuel Essis, Ivorian Minister of Investment Promotion, Private Sector Development, Republic of Côte d'Ivoire, to make his presentation. Dr. Diarra, please.
Okay, merci bien. I will speak in French because je suis très à l'aise en français. Je ne sais pas si vous avez la traduction. Alors, pour ce qui concerne notre intervention, je voudrais donc, au nom du ministre Essis Esmel, prendre la parole pour livrer un peu notre point de vue en ce qui concerne donc la thématique sur les infrastructures. Alors, en introduction, ce qu'on pourrait dire, c'est que les infrastructures sont de plusieurs ordres, on va dire au niveau donc des secteurs de la santé, sachant bien que c'est un secteur où les infrastructures permettent donc de rapprocher les aspects donc de santé des populations, mais dans une optique de productivité, que ce soit au niveau régional, que ce soit au niveau local. Il y a également tout ce qui est infrastructure d'éducation, pour lesquels, donc, au niveau de l'Afrique, beaucoup d'investissements sont réalisés. Il y a également tout ce qui est électricité. Alors, en matière d'électricité, nous savons qu'il est important pour les entreprises qui souhaiteraient véritablement améliorer leur business donc, dans notre pays, et donc en Afrique de façon générale, il est important que l'électricité soit disponible et permette soit en capacité pour que les entreprises puissent exercer. Alors, on a eu donc, pour ce qui concerne la Côte d'Ivoire, compte tenu donc de l'assèchement donc de certains barrages, de quelques difficultés en termes donc d'approvisionnement donc en électricité, ce qui a eu un impact sur les activités donc des entreprises. Alors, voilà déjà un secteur dans lequel il y a de nombreux investissements qui sont réalisés par le gouvernement ivoirien, mais il serait important effectivement que dans le cadre donc de la coopération qui pourrait se mettre en place, que l'Inde également puisse apporter son expertise. Et je tiens à signaler que pour ce qui concerne l'électricité, il y a une certaine interconnexion entre les pays africains. On a la Côte d'Ivoire, mais qui fournit également au Burkina, au Mali et tout ça. Donc, lorsqu'il y a un impact à ce niveau, ça a un impact effectivement au niveau de ces différents pays-là. En ce qui concerne les infrastructures routières, il faut savoir que la Côte d'Ivoire est un pays agricole, premier producteur donc, de cacao, avec également le Ghana, pour lequel donc, des stratégies commerciales sont mises en place. Et le véritable problème souvent, c'est la connexion entre les zones de production et les zones et les ports. Et donc, il y a nécessité donc d'améliorer les infrastructures routières et également, il y a la possibilité de mettre en place donc des infrastructures ferroviaires également, comme je l'ai vu tout à l'heure, ce qui a été dit, qu'au niveau de l'Inde, effectivement, en termes de qualité d'infrastructures ferroviaires, il y avait donc de l'expertise. Il y a tout ce qui est aéroport, tout ce qui est portuaire, avec nos deux grands ports que nous avons, qui jouent un rôle important, effectivement, donc, dans l'économie de nos pays. Donc, pour dire en gros que les infrastructures sont véritablement indispensables pour qu'on arrive au développement. Et comme le dit l'adage, la route précède le développement, mais on va dire que les infrastructures, de façon générale, précèdent donc le développement. Alors, pour ce qui concerne la Côte d'Ivoire, ce qu'on pourrait indiquer, c'est que il y a de nombreuses réalisations qui ont été faites. Je pourrais donc citer qu'en matière, par exemple, d'infrastructure, on a 82 000 km de réseaux routiers qui ont été construits, avec plus de 7 000 km bitumés, une liaison ferroviaire de 1260 km qui relie la Côte d'Ivoire avec le Burkina Faso, et on a donc un projet d'aller jusqu'au Niger. On a également ce projet-là entre San Pedro, donc le port de San Pedro, et la Guinée. Donc, l'idée, c'est vraiment d'interconnecter les pays africains pour déjà booster et améliorer donc le commerce intra-régional. Et à cet effet-là, vous avez des organismes, on va dire, comme la CEDEAO et la BAD qui appuient effectivement nos différents pays pour que ces infrastructures-là puissent également être réalisées pour permettre donc à l'Afrique de connaître également le développement. Alors, il y a également tout ce qui est aéroport, tout ce qui est port et tout ça, pour, comme je l'ai dit tout à l'heure, l'acheminement donc des productions agricoles jusqu'aux différents ports pour leur acheminement dans les pays exportateurs. Alors, au niveau de la Côte d'Ivoire, ce que nous avons essayé de faire pour améliorer à la fois les infrastructures, mais également les activités, c'est que nous avons élaboré un code des investissements. Un code des investissements qui offre beaucoup d'incitations en termes donc d'exonération de droits de douane et de la fiscalité. Mais il y a un accent important qui est mis sur ce qu'on va appeler le développement local. C'est vrai que le développement est concentré généralement dans les grandes agglomérations et pour la Côte d'Ivoire, c'est Abidjan. Mais ce que nous souhaitons, c'est qu'on puisse avoir des développements dans nos différentes régions pour permettre également de sédentariser tous ces jeunes qui sont tentés par l'aventure et qui malheureusement n'arrivent pas à destination de là où ils voudraient aller. Et donc, nous pensons que c'est véritablement important. Des infrastructures à l'image de ce qui est mis autour d'Abidjan qui pourraient permettre également de développer ces régions-là, sachant bien que ces régions ont également des potentialités en termes donc agricoles et donc en termes de potentiel agroalimentaire, donc en termes de transformation des productions agricoles. Également, dans ce code-là, lorsque vous partez donc de l'agglomération d'Abidjan ou de la ville d'Abidjan avec des avantages de 25%, on va dire, d'exonération, vous pouvez atteindre jusqu'à 75% lorsque vous allez dans les zones qui sont un peu plus éloignées. Donc, dans le cadre du PND qui est mis en place, on compte sur le secteur agricole à hauteur de 74%. C'est près de 43 000 milliards de francs CFA investis et 1313 km de routes qui doivent être construites avec des ponts. Vous allez voir que la Côte d'Ivoire est véritablement un chantier. Pour réaliser tout ça, qu'est-ce qu'il faut? La Côte d'Ivoire donc s'appuie sur ce qui existe en termes de partenariat public-privé pour permettre donc d'avoir effectivement ces infrastructures-là et permettre de connecter nos différents pays, nos différentes régions pour permettre donc d'impulser le développement. Je voudrais m'arrêter là parce que je constate que finalement, j'ai atteint mes 7 minutes, mais éventuellement, on pourrait échanger si éventuellement il y a des clarifications qui voudraient être apportées. Je vous remercie.
Thank you, Dr. Diarra.
J'ai entendu.
I'm afraid the translation services didn't actually work out. May I now request Mr. Dinesh Rathi, CEO of Lagos Free Zone, to take up the floor. I understand you have a presentation. 7 minutes, please.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for having me as part of this very important conclave. My name is Dinesh Rathi, and I'm representing Lagos Free Zone, which is an infrastructure business promoted by Singapore headquartered Tolaram Group. Tolaram Group has been in Nigeria for 45 years, and here we are specializing in the consumer goods and infrastructure business. And as part of our consumer goods, we have manufacturing facilities not only in Nigeria, but spread across other parts of Africa like Ghana, South Africa, and Egypt. Moving on to the infrastructure business of the group, which is under the name of Lagos Free Zone. Before that, I'd just like to give some thoughts about the current state of infrastructure sector in Nigeria, the challenges which plague, and these challenges apply not only to Nigeria, but a lot of other African countries or other emerging market countries. First is the long gestation period involved in developing these infrastructure projects, which leads to very slow value realization. The nascent institutional framework and the capital markets, higher risk for private sector developers. And the higher country risk premium, which is driven by a multitude of factors such as ease of doing business, foreign exchange stability, other macroeconomic pointers, that leads to increased cost of doing business. The third is development stage funding, which is not available very easily for projects which are promoted by the private sector. And the fourth, which is also very important, is the lack of participation by local investors, whether they are banks or pension funds in the infrastructure space. The solution to all these lies in continuous engagement between the public and the private sector to secure a holistic policy framework for robust and appropriate risk allocation. With this as a backdrop, we at Tolaram Group anchored 2 mega projects in the name of Lagos Free Zone and the Leki Deep Sea Port. The vision of Lagos Free Zone is to be the preferred industrial hub in West Africa with world-class infrastructure. We were established in the year 2012. We have total of 830 hectares land located 65 kilometers southeast of Lagos city. And the vision is also to enhance the position of Lagos as the manufacturing and logistic hub of Nigeria. We already created more than 10,000 direct and indirect jobs between both the free zone and the port project. We have already committed an investment of $2 billion, out of which 950 million has already been invested in both the projects. And we are seamlessly integrated with the Leki Deep Sea Port. Moving on to the mega project, which is the Leki Deep Sea Port, which is the main catalyst for our special economic zone. The location again is within our free zone itself. The concession period of the port is for 45 years. The first phase covers 2 container berths, and we have a draft of 16.5 meters, which can allow the bigger vessels of 18,000 containers to come and ply on our routes. The commencement in terms of our timeline is December next year. Currently, we are 55% complete in terms of our construction profile. The mode is build, own, operate, and transfer. And the overall 45-year concession scope covers 3 container, 3 liquid, and 1 dry bulk berth. And in terms of the unique selling point, it is the deepest seaport in Nigeria. So Lagos Free Zone as a special economic zone offers a 360-degree ecosystem. It caters to 350 million consumers, out of which 200 million are in Nigeria and the rest 150 million in West Africa. We have fiscal benefits which are enshrined in the legal framework which governs special economic zones in Nigeria. They range from free tax holidays to custom duty concessions to waiver of expatriate quotas. And then one of the best things which we have done is to create an enabling infrastructure which covers standard factories wherein people can just come with the machines, plug and play, and they are ready to hit the market. Then secondly, warehouses. We are about to complete the residential towers. The land development and the commercial tower is work in progress. The zone fencing is already fully complete. There is an active and a live truck park, fire station, police command, and medical facility, which is available for any investors who is coming and doing their manufacturing or logistics business. The other facilities like drainage, roads, pavement, this is a continuous work in progress. In terms of the energy requirements, currently the zone runs on CNG. We are about to get LNG to our zone, and piped natural gas will be available by 2023. So the zone is fully equipped with power supply, solid waste treatment, making it a complete infrastructure enabled to provide support to all the manufacturing and logistic entities. Coupled with that, to ameliorate the ease of doing business issue, we have single window clearance, which ensures all the government agencies sit under one roof and thereby ensuring a seamless flow of transactions between the operators and the consumers. Overall, the zone promises a work, live, play environment, and currently already we are having 15 operating units which are up and running in our zone. The overall, this is transforming the way business is done in Nigeria, and it is also positioning Lagos as the commercial center of West Africa. Then there are other agreements on the trade side, one of which is Africa Growth Opportunities Act, which can be leveraged for exports to the United States. And the other is the Continental Free Trade Agreement, which will pivot Lagos as one of the hubs to cater to other parts of Africa. And we are ready in terms of getting more and more Indian companies to come and do their business within our special economic zone. We can be the anchor of choice for them. So these are the pictures of of some of the factories which are located in our special economic zone. Kellogg built their second plant in Africa. After South Africa, this was built after 70 years gap. So this is there. Then Arla, which is a Danish company, they have built their dairy plant in our zone. Raffles Oil, which makes vegetable oil, is there. Colgate is building their first factory in Africa in our special economic zone. Then that's the picture of the breakwater of Leki port, which is 55% complete. And this is going to be the gateway hub for whole of Nigeria from 2023 onwards. Thank you very much. And we can be reached on lagosfreezone.com and lagosfreezone@tolaram.com. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Dinesh. It was a very nice summing up of a free economic zone set up in tough terrain. Maybe we can ask you a question to answer the second round if time permits. What kind of difficulty did you contend with, and how did you surmount them in Lagos when setting up this zone? May I now request Mr. Rahul Sikka, Vice President of Larsen & Toubro, a giant EPC company from India, a conglomerate, to give his presentation. Rahul, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Excellencies, Session Chair, Mr. Kubuswamy, fellow panelists, distinguished participants. Thank you very much, CII and Indian Exim, for giving us this opportunity once again. So I will be starting the session with a simple presentation, not too much of time, not too much being spoken, but a lot being conveyed, hopefully. So Larsen & Toubro, the company that I work for, as Mr. Kubuswamy already said, is a giant conglomerate. It is India's largest engineering and construction company with a revenue of over $21 billion in the last fiscal year, a market capitalization of over $18 billion, a professionally managed company which is rated very, very highly in the credit ratings, with AAA credit rating in the Indian among the Indian agencies, and very highly rated internationally as well by Dun & Bradstreet and Fitch. L&T has endeavored very hard and built marquee projects that have enabled us to be called the builders to the nation. We are proud of the work we have done. This is just a snapshot. There are some more detailed slides that will be coming up later. We are present internationally as well, as you can have a look at the various projects pictured over here. So all types of infrastructure projects all across the globe. A very, very strong quality customer mix, which includes many customers in Africa as well, in Kenya, Botswana, Malawi, Mozambique, Botswana, Algeria, Egypt, Morocco, and Ethiopia, as well as Uganda. The business structure of Larsen & Toubro Limited, or L&T, is split amongst various business verticals and subsidiaries. The key ones that we're talking of today, again, considering that the session belongs to infrastructure, we are in buildings and factories, transportation, heavy civil construction, water and effluent treatment plant, power transmission and distribution power plants, and hydrocarbon engineering projects. Among the benchmarks, so more than 400 high-rise towers, 11 airports, IT parks, hospitals, metro rail and monorail, hydropower projects, nuclear power projects, highways, water and wastewater treatment plants and networks, airports, runways. At the end, almost every aspect of infrastructure, and not to miss out the special emphasis, because it is the business vertical that we are focusing on largely in Africa, the electricity transmission and distribution, where more than 770 high voltage and extra high voltage substations, 34,000 kilometers of transmission lines, distribution, more than 2 gigawatt of solar power plants, railway electrification, and electrical balance of plant place us very, very strongly, both nationally and internationally, especially in Africa. We have built most of the largest international gateways of India. So the Mumbai airport, which is an award-winning airport, Bangalore. So about the Mumbai airport, it is one of the largest, like I said, and for a single runway airport, the largest globally. This has been recognized as among the top 5 airports in the world. New Delhi T3, so those of you who have flown into India would have utilized this airport to come. Otherwise, of course, Mumbai airport that is under construction in Navi Mumbai, the expansion to Bangalore, and further airports all around. The Hyderabad airport, Chennai airport expansion, and the airports internationally, which are in Oman and in Abu Dhabi. This is the one which we are building in Abu Dhabi called the Midfield Terminal Complex, and we are constructing the airside part of the airport. Further metros, so we are very, very strongly involved in constructing metros, both in India and internationally, with Doha Metro and Riyadh Metro being our key marquee projects over there. We are also building roads, again, both India and internationally, as you can see, ports and bridges that are very unique and are in a way recognized as architectural marvels, again, both India and internationally. IT parks, so these include very high quality tier 4 data centers that are there within these buildings. Commercial complexes, sports infrastructure, including a football stadium for Qatar, where the World Cup 2022 matches will be held, and the Narendra Modi Stadium in India, which is the largest cricket stadium, which can seat more than 100,000 spectators while the match is in progress. Multi-utility places, healthcare infrastructure, normal hospitals, as well as specialty and super specialty hospitals, both in India and abroad across the Middle East, especially in Qatar, in Abu Dhabi, and in Dubai as well. High-end luxury construction, so you name it, and L&T can build it for you. This is our mantra. Within the industrial space, we have cement plants. Within the water and wastewater, so again, across the board, any and every type of water treatment and distribution plants are within L&T scope. We can go further down and have a look at the power plants. So hydroelectricity, this is something that we specialize in. So we build hydroelectric power plants. We are India's contractor of choice for nuclear power plants as well, and have a dedicated team for coal or thermal power based on both coal as well as gas. We have a joint venture factory with Mitsubishi Hitachi that allows us to build and offer supercritical thermal turbines. In the gas business, this is just one of the projects. So we make both, or we can provide both open as well as closed cycle plants. There is, again, virtually no limit to our abilities in the EPC space. Hydrocarbons, where we are very, very strongly placed among the top 5 players internationally, globally. where we have both offshore and onshore capabilities, whether it's pipelines, petrochemical plants, fertilizer plants, or even other kind of hydrocarbon processing plants that might be required by our customers. Within power transmission and distribution, a complete range of the offer that is available, from substations to transmission lines to equipping various parts of the infrastructure network with electricity, making it useful for the people. In Africa, as I come to a close for my presentation, these are the countries where L&T is active. We are, at this point in time, executing close to 40 different projects, from the north, where we are in Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia, to Egypt, further down the eastern seaboard, from Ethiopia, going all the way down to South Africa, and in Mauritius, where we are building a very large project, which has been financed by the government of India through a line of credit. And of course, within West Africa, where we are looking to make a breakthrough very, very soon. With this, I come to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. Mr. Kuppuswamy, it's over to you, sir.
Thank you, Rahul. Or maybe if time permits, we can field the question to you at the end once the round is done. Your experience in collaboration with your competitors and multilateral funded projects. If L&T comes, Afghans cannot be behind. Akhil Gupta, Executive Director of Afghans Infrastructure. The floor is all yours. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Kuppuswamy. Am I everybody?
Yeah. Thank you. I'm in conference. Can we talk after 1 hour?
Hello. Yeah. Good afternoon, Excellencies. Good morning in Africa, the delegates, the panelists, co-panelists, Mr. Kuppuswamy. Good afternoon, everyone. I will talk about Afghans Infrastructure, a flagship company of the Shapoorji Pallonji Group. Kindly give me a minute, please. Yeah. Afghans is part of the Shapoorji Pallonji Group, a group which is more than 150 years old and is the second largest construction conglomerate in India, with the annual revenues in excess of about 7.5 billion. The group undertakes projects in the field of buildings, solar projects, industries, and Afghans undertakes projects in the core infrastructure. Afghans is a more than 60-year-old company. Afghans is more than 60-year-old company, and we became part of the Shapoorji Pallonji Group about 2 decades ago. We have a very strong and balanced board comprising of independent directors, non-executive directors, and whole-time directors. A very good track record of completing projects ahead of schedule and on schedule. We have a great presence in the international market, particularly in Africa, apart from Middle East, South Asia. We also carry a very strong quality management systems. As a whole, the Afghans is an extremely trusted infrastructure construction company across diversified segments for the last 6 decades. Broadly, Afghans infrastructure has 5 verticals: marine and industrial, where we execute ports and jetties across the globe. And I'm proud to say that a large number of projects have been executed in African continent in this sector, apart from India, Middle East, and South Asia. In case of surface transport, we execute large value road projects, railway projects, some of the technologically challenging bridge projects across India and overseas. The famous and well-known Chennai Bridge, being touted as the highest arch railway bridge in the world, is nearing completion, is being constructed by the AFCONS. 6-kilometer long road bridge in the state of Bihar, a first-time project where the superstructure is being replaced from concrete to steel, is being executed by AFCONS. AFCONS for the past several years has forayed into Africa, and we have executed several infrastructure projects, which I'll be highlighting as we move forward. In case of urban infrastructure, AFCONS boasts of having constructed more than 120 kilometers of elevated and underground metro tunnels. We are also holder of the largest number of underground tunnel boring machines in the country. At any point of time, we are executing underground tunnel metro projects in 3 to 4 states. In case of oil gas, we execute large value offshore oil and gas platforms in the Bombay High and also the refinery projects. In case of hydro underground, we execute hydroelectric projects. We execute a lot of tunnels, both highway tunnels and the hydroelectric project tunnels, apart from the railway tunnels. We are very proud to have executed several tunnels in a geologically challenging geography of Himalayas, and we are currently executing the longest tunnel in Maharashtra state for a 6-lane expressway project. Apart from that, I am also very pleased to inform you that the longest tunnel at 14,000 feet in the northern state of Himachal Pradesh in India was constructed and inaugurated by the Prime Minister of India in 2020, a 10-kilometer long tunnel, which provides access to the northernmost part of the country. AFCONS currently has presence in about 13 countries. We are executing about 17 projects in Africa. As you can see from Mauritania, Guinea, Liberia, Ghana, Gabon, coming to the south and the Eastern Africa, we have Mozambique, Rwanda, Zimbabwe, Madagascar. We are executing 17 projects in 13 countries of Africa. I will talk about some of these select projects that we have either completed or under execution in Africa. I start with surface transport projects. One of the landmark projects in Zambia. This is a project which was undertaken to decongest the capital city of Lusaka in Zambia. Three-year-old long project was completed ahead of schedule. This project also boasts of constructing flyovers for the first time in this country. 4 flyovers, apart from more than 100 kilometers of road, were either constructed new or were improved upon. The existing roads were improved upon. The project also involves construction of the signalized junctions, electrification of 50 kilometers of roads, a project extremely well received by the people of Zambia, and many neighboring countries are wanting to undertake such similar projects. Another landmark large value infrastructure project in Ghana. This is a project which is being constructed in the eastern part of the country, 97-kilometer long standard railway gauge project being constructed, which is 87% complete and hope to be commissioned in next 6 months. A project will provide connectivity to the multimodal system from the Tema port in the south to the Paga in the north through the Volta region, to the Volta Lake. This will provide the multimodal connectivity and will be a great boost to the trade and economy. 136-kilometer long road project in Mozambique being constructed. This also connects to the Nova Sofala province in the very remote area of Mozambique. The project is running on schedule and is expected to be completed in another 12 months' time. The project also envisages the construction of a very long railway project, a very long road bridge, a 700-meter long road bridge. The past 3 projects that I have talked of have been funded by the Exim Bank of India, either as part of the buyer's credit or as a line of credit. Now, the projects that have been executed or are under execution through the private funding. An 81-kilometer long road project in Gabon. 81-kilometer long stretch is part of the Trans-Gabonese National Highway. The highway, which is the main artery of the transport, goods and passenger transport in the country, is being undertaken by us. It is a very recently started project and is expected to be completed in the next 12 months' time. Projects in the marine and industrial sector. New Novendo International Port, completed in just a span of 18 months. Still slated to be the fastest port ever constructed in the Western Africa. We were also recognized by the government of Gabon as the best construction company in Gabon. We are pleased to say that on the back of our excellent performance, we have been given another road project, which I just talked about. We've also done the extension of this port in a recent time. It's a bauxite material handling system in Guinea. Here we installed one of the heaviest 1600 metric ton stacker reclaimer as part of the material handling project in Guinea. The project has been completed in about two years' time and was completed in the year 2019. Another material handling project in Liberia. In fact, Liberia, we have worked several projects in material handling for ArcelorMittal, for iron ore handling from pit to port. Most of the material handling has been done by us. And after,
sorry, Akhil, can you sum up in 1 minute, please?
Oh, I'll do that. Another project in Ivory Coast, which is a marine project, which is currently under execution. Project in Mauritius, we have completed several marine projects in Mauritius. Also, apart from highways, railways, and marine, we have also executed water supply project in Tanzania. It's a new foray for us, and I am very pleased to say that this project, which involved construction of 500 kilometers of water supply pipeline, was completed ahead of schedule, and we are now executing more projects, water supply projects in Zanzibar, in Zimbabwe, on the back of this project. Overall, FCONS has a very good presence of infrastructure implementation of infrastructure projects in Africa, and we look forward to executing and implementing more and more projects. We also undertake a lot of community development activities as and when we execute projects, whether it has been COVID-19, whether it has been any disaster. We have always been there with the people of the countries that we work for. A lot of community engagement, whether it is school, health project, or sanitary projects, sanitation projects, we have been there. During COVID-19 also, we were there to support the societies, whether it was Ghana, Mozambique, or any country, we were there. And we are pleased to say that we had a great impact on tackling the COVID-19 in these countries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Akhil. May I now request Mr. Aditya Parak, Director of Ashoka Bilcon Group, to take the floor. Mr. Aditya Parak, please.
Good afternoon. I hope everybody is able to hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you all.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, everyone. We can hear you.
Good afternoon. I would like to acknowledge the presence of His Excellency Ms. Kwaki Bote, Dr. Abraham Dara, and Ms. Nagma Malik. I would also like to thank CCI and Exim Bank of India to give us opportunity to present along with the fellow panelists for the session. With this, I would like to begin our presentation. We at Ashoka Bilcon, a group of companies, have been executing EPC and PPP projects, that is public-private partnership, in India from over last 4 decades. We have recently foray into international EPC sector after developing our strength in domestic sector. As a group, we have more than 4,000 employees on our roll and a turnover of close to $700 million US. These are the sectors broadly where we have our presence: highway, bridge, railway, power transmission and distribution, solar, city gas distribution, schools, colleges, smart infra, healthcare, building, and so on. So we have presence in various sectors across the country. We are currently working in 19 states in India. We are a 4-decade young company with 10,000 plus lane kilometers of highway construction, pan-India presence, over 2 overseas projects in Maldives, out of which 1 is already completed and 1 is ongoing, and we have bagged 1 more in Maldives with the help of Exim Bank. So we have an order book close to $2 billion US, and we have successfully completed 38 public-private partnership projects across the country. In Fortune 500 companies in India, we are at a rank of 273. This is a financial performance where the company is constantly growing in terms of its profitability as well as revenues. This was the project which we successfully completed in Maldives. It was being funded by Exim Bank of India under bias credit, and it was close to a value of $40 million. This is completed as well as handed over to the authorities. We have backed this another project, which is right now under construction. Some of our success projects, which we had successfully completed, is Eastern Peripheral Expressway in New Delhi, which was completed in 480 days. And the allocated time was 900 days. So we could complete it much before time. And our company is absolutely known to complete project much before the time. There was a railway overbridge, which we could complete also in 100 days of time, which was a record in itself. This is another project, which is on BOT, which was close to $160 million US. It is 4-laning of Sambalpur, Orissa. This is another project which we could successfully completed in West Bengal, is 6-lane of Dhankuni Kharagpur section of NH6. This was a challenging project which we could successfully complete. Basically, it was a bridge built across the river Rupnarayan, West Bengal. The bridge was completed by launching a 323 meters long and 1,700-ton single girder, which we can see in the photograph. Right here, this one. And similar bridge was also constructed across it, and it was completed in the time period of 12 months, where we had assigned a time of 24 months. Development of Chennai Outer Ring Road phase. This was 30 kilometers project, and the cost of the project was close to $208 million. These are some of the project photographs, what we have. So this is one of the iconic project again coming in India. This is an 8-lane extra dose cable stayed bridge across the river Narmada. We will be completing mostly by September this year. And this is going to be the one of its kind project in the country. It's 8-lane project in such fashion. Even this will be completed much ahead of time. Power transmission and distribution, we are doing a decent turnover of close to $200 million in power distribution. Railway is another sector where we have already forayed, and we have backed some projects and also completed some jobs. So we have completed close to $113 million project in railway sector as well. City gas distribution, we have ventured this segment as well, and we have completed our city gas distributions. We have 4 GAs with us, where the commercial sales has already been started. Warehousing is another area where we are foraying and where we are looking at a global level. Some of the industrial projects which we had successfully completed is Cadbury Factory, Procter & Gamble, Hindalco Plant, Samsonite Factory, VIP, and so on. Real estate is where we also have our presence, and we are entering now in EPC building vertical in a big way. Hospitals, schools, and a lot of social activities by Ashoka Buildcon. We are into agro services also. Safety is the biggest concern of the globe, where we take things very seriously. We have 625 road safety awareness seminar across 20 locations. More than 3 lakhs participants who have attended the road safety seminar conducted by Ashoka. 37% reduction in road accidents achieved on highway being operated by Ashoka as compared to 2015. 26% reduction in fatalities due to road accidents achieved on highway being operated by Ashoka Buildcon as compared to 2015. We have also achieved a Limca Book of Records for largest road safety lesson. Some of the prestigious award received by our company. This is the journey of ours. With that, I would like to thank the whole presentation from Ashoka Buildcon. We are a company who is now planning to enter into African region and aiming to bid for many projects in Africa under LOC and various other activities. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Aditya. I must announce before we proceed further, I must announce that Ms. Nagma Malik, Additional Secretary, has another engagement and she has to leave. Thank you very much, ma'am, for having been part of this session all through. Your presence has been very inspiring, and your participation has lent a lot of credibility and strength to this program. Thank you very much. Now, friends, there was a desire to field questions, but I'm not sure how long we can carry on. I must just take one or two. Maybe we should ask Rahul his experiences in collaboration and multilateral funded projects to start with. Just half a minute.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kuppuswamy. So from our side, L&T has been working very closely with other leading Indian construction companies across the globe and also in Africa. And this is something that we will continue to do. Join hands together in order to expedite and deliver very, very high quality projects to the continent. With regards to multilateral funding, so this, as I've discussed earlier, is a strength that we have, that we are able to work across multiple funded or multiple funding options. Definitely the ones from Government of India, Exim Bank of India, but also those funded by global multilateral funding institutions. Africa today really requires a lot of financial assistance, and I'm sure banks like TDB, which are on the ground in Africa, or even Afri-Exim, are there to help people who are, or customers who are looking for finance for projects. Thank you, Mr. Kuppuswamy.
Thank you very much. I must add, Rahul, that Shapoorji Pallonji and L&T together had executed Ebony City in Mauritius, which was given the award of the most intelligent building in the year 2005, which goes a lot to say what happens when two giants from India combine together to execute projects in Africa. Thank you very much. Akhil, challenges in execution that we face in Africa And have you been taking all labor from India only, or have been employing local labor? And how do you contend with the COVID situation? Akhil?
Yeah.
See, AFCONS has been executing projects in Africa for a very long time. And yes, you go to a new country and there are challenges. But we have realized that if we are able to work along with the people at large, people of the society, local society, we are able to surmount and find solution to each and every problem that we face or we face in our execution of a project, be it Zambia, be it Ghana, be it Mozambique, or any other country in Africa. We have tried to work and employ local nationals for executing our projects. Our engagement of local people has been as high as about 87% in some of the projects. So anywhere between 80% to 87%, we have engaged local people. This has helped us in generating great amount of goodwill and also has helped the government and the consultants to come and support us. What has happened is initially we had issues in getting visas, in getting custom clearances, but with time, most of the problems were resolved. So I would say our approach of inclusive partnership with the local governments, with the local people, has helped us in solving most of the problems. The people are simple, the people are supportive, and the bureaucracy is also very supportive, and they really want to see the project happening. So once we engage the local people, take them along with, the solution comes true. So most of the time we have been able to solve the problems. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Akhil. Dinesh Rathi, yours is a unique case of an Indian-backed company going and setting up a special economic zone in a challenging territory. You mentioned AGOA and CFT. I would like you to explain to the participants, any of your occupants, has he been able to successfully use AGOA, Africa Growth and Opportunities Act of US? And secondly, how has it, when your experience of setting up a special economic zone in a challenging territory, what are the challenges? Half a minute.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much. So the Continental Free Trade Agreement is not fully operational, but it will be operational in the next 6 to 8 months.
AGOA.
They are AGOA. Yes. No, I'm talking about the AFCFTA.
Yeah.
And the AGOA, only one company has exported products from our zone so far. But we are expecting that, with more and more, with the Leki port, which will be operational by December of 2022, we will see that being an impetus for operators to come and set up their shops for exporting into the United States. In terms of the learnings which we had by operating our own consumer business, we realized that there are two kind of huge challenges when we are operating in a difficult terrain like Nigeria. One of them is the port logistics, and the other is the provision of energy requirements, which is the power and other works. And our special economic zone actually address these two with setting up of the Leki deep sea port, which is coming live next year, and also having a solution ready to kind of plug and play solution for getting power to run your operation. And then apart from these, some of the challenges was always getting the government to engage and support us, and which I think wherein we have done a fair degree of good work by influencing the thought process and engaging them, and always bringing them to the center of the discussion around employment generation and revenue generation, how these economic zones can actually transform the economic fortunes of a country like Nigeria.
Thank you very much. I would like to now ask Mr. Ishwaran. Earlier I had posed this question to him. 1 or 2 actual projects success stories funded by you, if you can quote so that participants can benefit from it? What sectors are there, if you have any?
Okay, we do finance projects across a large sector in the infrastructure space. Recently, there was financing done for the standard gauge railway in Tanzania. There were, we're looking at various power projects, both renewable and conventional in the region. We've done oil and gas downstream projects, financing the first floating natural gas, facility in Mozambique. We were part of that consortium. We're doing, the financing of various mining infrastructure projects in the region as well. And we invest in health infrastructure, hospitality infrastructure, and across the board. In doing that, we provide financing to public-private partnerships, to private sector parties that have projects that come to us. As always said, bankability issues are critical. Project, life cycles are also critical. Sometimes they take a lot of time to finance, and that becomes challenging. But overall, we're there to support infrastructure development, and we're there to provide financing solutions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Aditya, you have been a successful PPP operator. You graduated from that to a EPC contractor. What are the challenges in doing this? Half a minute.
Yes, thank you. So basically, the PPP was more or less funded by ourselves, and we could easily complete those jobs because, funding was being done by us itself. When we shifted to EPC, we really could understand the basic challenges in doing an EPC is being very competitive in terms of price. But what really helped us to shift from PPP to EPC is, in PPP, we really learned to complete project much before time and successfully delivering them. So, time learning was happened in PPP, which we could execute in EPC and also complete our majority of EPC projects before time, considering the quality also with that. And, that was the biggest learning. So we learned to save time in PPP, which we could correlate it in EPC jobs, wherever we did. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Dr. Dayara, I don't really have a question for you. I just wanted to inform the audience that in Cote d'Ivoire, the government of India has funded the Mahatma Gandhi IT and Biotech Park, which was inaugurated by the then External Affairs Minister 3 years ago. And Indian companies are taking up ports and roads and hospital projects in Cote d'Ivoire also. Let's hope that this beautiful country will have more and more of Indian participation. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a very fruitful session. It is evidenced by the fact that there have been more than 400 people attending this program across the media. I hope the panelists and I could keep you engaged, and I hope some benefit will come out of it for Africa and Indian companies. Thank you very much. We are overshot the time by 15 minutes. Therefore, I would like to stop it here. Thanks a lot. Achyut, the floor is to you.
Thank you, Mr. Kupuswamy. Renuka, would you like to have some closing remarks?
You make the next announcement.
So we can close.
Okay.